Hello. Yes.
What's up, Kane?
What's up? What's up?
Oh, you are bursting in my ear.
Really?
Did you do something to your voice or your mic?
No. Okay, it's a EMCO effect lah. Because we've been doing video every day, every minute.
Wow.
So yes, naturally.
Good. Naturally,
Yes,
your
naturally.
mic became louder. Okay, good.
How,
Hey,
how
are you?
come you're keeping your hair short, sweet, and spiky? Look at me. I'm like a barbarian right now, man.
Hey, this is long for me. This is based on my standard. This is long. I haven't seen the barber in like how long,
Wow, you should go back to shaving your head. Like the first MCO,
MCO, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Maybe if we get enough enough comments on the comment section, we'll get you to do that. Yes.
I will decide what is enough. Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay, we are online, and we do have some people online with us on YouTube, but we are online on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Discord as well. Yes, we have upgraded our platforms.
Yes. But Instagram, we are not live yet. Still waiting for the signal.
On the way.
On the way.
Yes. You always said, ha. Kanesh, ask your wife to cut your hair. Yes, I did. I did ask her.
If we get enough comments, we will get Kanesh's wife to cut his hair live for all of you.
Wow.
That's right.
Yes, if we got 50,000 people viewing us, I will do it. So ask your friend to join us.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, so the last chat we had, end of last month, we were talking about sleep, right?
Yes.
Wow, how have you been sleeping, Pastor? I see these days you've been sleeping quite early.
I totally failed. I totally failed to follow any of the advice.
Wow.
Because got so many things going on, no? Got Euro.
Right.
Then suddenly our Discord is so happening, no? X's Discord. Those of you who are our teens, you haven't joined our Discord, you're missing out, man. You better join. So it's almost like 24 hours something is going on.
Yes.
So that day, 2 nights ago, there was like some kind of worship going on until 2 a.m.
In our Discord? Wow. How come like I don't know one? I think we need more
because you slept already lah.
Okay, 2 a.m. Yeah.
Until 2 a.m. Then after that, the football match at 3 a.m. Then that football match had to go extra time, penalty all. Then till almost 5:36.
Right.
In a 1 hour's time, my daughter wake up. Then no need to sleep lah.
Okay. I don't know, but I attended Discord today. I saw Ian Peter Cheong singing. Yes.
That's right. So that has been going on. So almost every afternoon around 4 or 5 o'clock, our teens will be singing. Happening lah.
Happening. Yes.
Happening. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. But today we're not going to talk about sleeping. We're going to talk about something very, very different. Another extreme of things. But we have noted on most of your feedback that you really enjoyed the topic, and you probably want us to cover. About that sleeping hygiene, etc. We will have that covered for you some other time. So do tune in to our Facebook, Instagram. Keep in touch and know what's going on in ATCHAT. But today we want to talk about refugees.
Wow.
Yes, refugees.
Big topic, very big topic.
Yes,
but very important.
It's the long name for refugees. Yes.
Okay.
So yes, because I heard that Jesus is also a refugee, but never mind. We'll see what happens later.
Yes.
But what is refugees? I definitely look like one now. But we have two people who are very involved with, in a way, activities concerning the refugees. They have been blessing the community, and they just do it out of love, right? And maybe we hear from them what is these refugees that we're talking about, and what are some of the projects that they have done with the refugees and why. Cool. So I'm gonna invite our first guest for today. We have two. So the first one is Jason Martin.
All right, Jason Martin.
Yeah.
All right. Hi everyone.
Very cool. Yes.
Wow. Yes, for those of you who don't know Jason Martin, this is Jason Martin. Yes. So Jason Martin is also from X-Church. He serves in the working adult community. Yes. Right?
He's he's also one of the leaders for our X Young Family Ministry.
Young family. Yes.
Young
Because
family,
there's
yes.
also old family. So we have to call it young family.
So Ganesh, you want to join the ex-young family group, you need to have a baby lah.
Oh, that's the requirement. Okay. So you are considered young family lah.
Me, yes, I always young family, but you basically it's family with young children lah.
Okay.
Family with old children all, then that one is another ministry lah.
Okay.
So Ganesh, big hint to you quick, come and join us.
Yes, join.
It's young family.
Okay.
Hey, very happening one, very happening.
Maybe I will show you guys the process of making babies on Discord as well, live stream.
That one no need to show. It's okay. Because
that one no need.
It's a teen server.
Oh, yes. They don't need to do, they just watch. Oh, that one also wrong. Okay, wrong.
Also wrong. You go another server, somewhere else.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Yes. So Jason, I believe, serves in X Clang, right?
Yep.
And that's awesome. Good to have Jason on board. Now, the second person we have today also, I think, serves in X Clang, but she's more familiar to us because she also is part of X Teams. And her name is Shalini.
Yes. Whoop, whoop.
Wow.
Hello, everyone.
Wow.
Shalini look like she's in heaven.
Yeah.
Everything. You are still here on earth, right? Wow,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. You know, Shalini's full name is actually called Shalini Evangelism.
Good name,
Yes.
So Christian.
Yes. Am I right or not?
You're right. Shalini Evangelism.
Yes. That's why she's very into this, refugee stuff. Shalini
that's right.
Evangelism. That's right. Yes. Okay.
Hey, your name also very Christian, Ganesh Fisherman. Wow.
Wrong. Yes.
Fisher of men. Wow.
Smart. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good lah. No wonder you and Shalini so good friends. Okay, but how is Shalini? Why is Shalini related to this topic? Because you're not calling her a refugee, right?
I invited her because I thought she was.
No, Shalini is not a refugee. She's more like a refuge. A lot of people who are going through tough time, they need some joy, they need someone to talk to, listen to. They all go to her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why her small group is actually big. Yes, she got a lot of girls under her care because she's a refuge. But the reason she's here today is because she's very involved, right?
Yes.
Shalini is more is almost like for you it's not a project, not an event, not once in a while. For you it's every day.
Every day.
You are every day you come in face-to-face contact with those who are considered refugees in this country, right? And more than that also, beyond refugees, you also have migrants, those who come from migrant families who are in Malaysia. So I think we'll talk a bit more about that, Ganesh, as time goes on.
Yes. Okay, let's start with understanding what is refugees and who is this category of people that we're talking about, because we hear about it everywhere. We hear about it in church, somehow, refuge of the refugee come out, and then today we're talking about refugee, and then missions, we talk about refugees. What is this word called refugees? Who are these people? Shalini can have, you can answer it based on your point of view, and then Jason, you can answer it based on your point of view. Go ahead. Shalini.
Oh, I go first, is it? All
Yes.
right, okay.
Yes.
So refugees are basically they are people who have to leave their country because of the war, violence, conflict, or persecution, and they try to find safety in another country. So in this case, they find safety in Malaysia. So that's why they come to Malaysia to stay. So they often had to flee with very little clothes on their back home, or leaving behind all their job, loved ones, and then they need to come here just because of the violence and war happen in their country. So that's why we call them refugees. Yeah.
Okay. Jason, what are your thoughts on that?
I think Shalini covered it, definitely. So refugees, right? Basically, put yourself in their shoes. You are forced to leave your home. So the key word is forced to leave because you want to fend for your life. Okay, So your life is at risk. You got no choice. You probably have kids with you, and you're scared for your kids, for your wife, or whoever, and you have to flee your country. And that's why you run with basically either the clothes on your back with very little money. You probably are leaving your job behind, your house behind, everything, and escaping to a foreign country. So that's why you are seeking refuge in another country lah. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So generally, which country do they come from? This group of refugees.
Yep. Shalini.
Okay, generally they are from Pakistan,
Okay.
Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Cambodia also got some. So mostly from this country. Afghanistan also. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So you mean these are the ones that tend to choose Malaysia as the place they come to?
Because Malaysia is receiving country. We
I see.
receive them. Like
Okay.
Singapore, I don't know whether I should say this. Other country, they don't receive them. Malaysia, we receive them. Yeah.
Okay,
That's why
okay.
they come to Malaysia. Yeah.
So the countries you mentioned, so those who come from those countries you mentioned, Malaysia receives them.
Yes.
Okay,
That's why they
and,
come.
and if they go to a different country, they may not receive them.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
And that means that also implies that certain countries, if they come from certain countries that you did not mention, maybe you didn't mention all the countries also, but there may be some countries where they may have people coming from there and trying to come into Malaysia, but Malaysia may not receive them also.
Yeah.
It's also those
There are
category,
some
right? Okay.
countries as well. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it's safe for you to mention those countries because those are the countries that we receive lah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Cool.
All
Hey,
right.
but how do they come here? They're like from all over the place and they're quite far, right? Do they walk over? They swim over? They...
No, they don't
Quite
walk.
curious.
They don't walk. They don't swim. They take flight to come to Malaysia. Yeah.
Do they have to apply or somehow before they come? Is there any paperwork?
Actually, they can come straight as long as
Okay.
they have don't have any, how to say, like criminal things or terrorism or something like that. They are not
Okay.
allowed to leave their country. But other than that, there should be any problem. Yeah.
So when they get here, is there paperwork? It's like is refugee an actual status that is on their documents or something like that?
Actually, Pastor, they come here only. They can
Yeah.
apply refugee status in UN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not that everyone will get that status. There are so
Okay.
many refugees, they don't get that status yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need to apply for it.
So
Yeah.
they come here first. So there it's like when they get here when they enter the country, it's kind of like a tourist.
Exactly, like foreigners. They are like a foreigner.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they have several months of a tourist visa.
Yes, correct.
Within those months, they try to apply for refugee status.
Yes, correct.
Because without their status, then they will one day become tourists who overstay.
Yes, correct.
Right? If they don't have a status, they don't have a reason for them to remain. See, I'm sharing all this because I think not everybody knows.
Yeah.
And so let's say someone from Pakistan, we choose a country as an example. They come here. When they arrive here, they're like a tourist. As far as the system is concerned, they say, oh, tourists came here. They have 3 months or whatever number of months, and then within those months, they try to apply for refugee status in order for them to stay here longer than that.
Yes.
And once they have their status, they're able to apply for jobs, or their children can go to school, something like that, right?
Yes, but like I said, when they're applying for the refugee status, they need to
Yes.
wait as well. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
that's why we call them illegal immigrants.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That means there a lot of them are in between, and there's a gap.
Exactly, in between.
There's a gap. They're already here, but they don't have the status yet. So on technicality, on paper, they're considered illegal. So
Exactly.
it makes it very difficult for them to look for jobs,
Exactly.
to put their children through school.
Okay.
So from that, you can imagine other difficulties and issues that may arise, right?
Yeah. So just because they are here, Malaysia is receiving them, and then they need to apply for the UN status. Even though they get the UN card or UN identity, they are still not cannot apply for any job or any education or anything because Malaysia just receiving them. They have an agreement with United Nations that okay, we give you place to stay, but still we consider them as a refugees. Okay, so they don't have any citizenship with us. So
Yep.
the authorities can do anything to them anytime. That's why so many people, even though they have the UN card, they are in the immigration center. They get
Okay.
arrested. Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a lot of challenges that refugees face even in a receiving country, but it's a choice that they make, right?
Yes.
They have to make a choice to come, and then a country also has choices to make in order to
Yeah.
how to respond. So speaking about choices, Kanish, I think we prepared something today for our guests
Yes, yes,
to
smooth,
kind of yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we have an activity, but yes, before that, if you have any questions at all regarding refugees and what happens to them, and what we are doing about it, there is a Slido link. Scan the QR code on the top left corner of your screen. It will link you to a Slido. Ask your questions, and we will attempt to get them answered. Okay. So we're gonna do a very quick icebreaker. Yeah, and let me share screen. That's right.
All right.
Okay, there you go. My screen is up, right?
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
I think so.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do would you rather. So if for those of you watching, you can also participate. All right. Would you rather do this or do that? Now there is no wrong answer. Either way is fine. But we also want to hear from Shalini and Jason. But just imagine that you are a teenager. So would you rather do A or B as a teenager? Okay, so there are 8 questions here. Let's go with question number 1. Remember, you have a choice. Okay, first one. Would you rather follow your family for a holiday or stay at home and play computer games? Yeah, this is best because your parents are away for holiday. Yes.
Tough question.
Because you're a father.
No, I think it would depend on the computer game that I have at home at that time.
not depending on the holiday, is it?
Yeah, not depending on the holiday. Because usually, if I was a teenager last time, the holiday probably is like just going up to KL. So maybe I'll say stay at home and play computer games. Yeah.
You rather not have
Wow.
your parents around. Okay.
Shalini?
Shalini.
Okay, I am not a game person, so definitely follow my family for holiday.
Wow. Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
even if he's just going to KL.
Yes, I like to spend time with family, definitely.
Okay, very cool.
Did you know I had a holiday when I was probably 12 to 14, around that age, okay? And so I had a PS1 with me, so I brought it along with me to holiday. And so we went to Redang. It's a family holiday. I went to Redang. So I plugged in the PS1, the oldest one, right? And I played it on a hotel TV. Okay, so then my parents, my siblings, they're all like, we're going to the beach side, you need to come now. And I'm like, nope, I'm gonna play PS1 in Redang. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so I still went for the holidays. Yes.
So you did both lah, bro.
That's a both worlds, huh?
That's a both world. Alright. Next. Would you be the smartest person in your school, or would you rather be popular for being good at sports?
So implying that popular and good at sport means you're not so smart lah.
Implying that if you're smart, you're not popular lah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Shalini, go first lah this time.
I think I'll go for be the smartest in your school because I don't like to be popular.
You don't like to be popular? Okay.
Don't like the attention. Okay. But then because you're so smart, you become a lot of
Yeah,
attention also.
I get nervous. Yeah, if
How
I
about-
get attention, I get nervous. Like how I'm nervous now. Yeah.
Don't worry. There's only like 100,000 people watching. Jason, how about you?
Yeah, I think, okay, now that I'm an adult, I would say be the smartest in your school.
Because you're popular last time.
But if I put myself in a teenager's shoe, I will say be popular for being good at sports.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, but the sport is important. Okay, don't choose.
Yeah,
a
the
sport
sport is important.
Yeah, sport like golf.
Don't just be popular. Okay, awesome. We got some answers from UA and Nick as well. Do type out your answers on the comment section and we will see. Like Kristen, be the smartest in playing sports. It doesn't work that way, Skirtson. Don't use your brain to play sport. Yeah, like all the footballers. Okay, next. Be a daddy's kid or a mommy's kid. You gotta choose as a teenager. Come on, let's go.
Whoa.
Shalini, you go first.
I will say this is tough one. Both. Be a daddy's kid. No, I can't.
You gotta choose one. You gotta choose one.
I don't know. Daddy half, mommy half.
What about
Okay,
Jason? You think about it. It's okay. Jason,
Okay.
I think I'll choose daddy's kid.
are your kids daddy's kid or mommy's kid?
Depending on whether I'm disciplining them or not lah. If I give them the Nintendo Switch, then they are daddy's kids.
Smart kids, yes.
So usually daddy's kid will get the more fun aspect of it lah.
Okay.
And whether you like it or not, mommy will still mommy you around. So being a daddy's kid is, I think, that'll be my choice.
Okay, nice. Rapidly moving on due to time. Okay, next. Would you rather spend money on toys, games, and books, or spend money on buying good food? Well, you're a teenager. What do you know about good food?
Toys, games, and books, man, for me. That's for sure.
Shalini, how are you?
Toys, games, books as well because I love toys. Yeah.
Wow, good stuff. You know, in Ipoh, I was born in Ipoh, raised there, and it's really a place with good food. But I never really understood good food until I became an adult. That's when I became a tourist in my own hometown.
You're from Ipoh, right, Kanesh?
Yes.
So I think your favorite must be the nasi ganja lah.
Nasi ganja, got ganja mah. Yeah.
Also, when you're a teenager, you expect your parents to pay for food lah.
You're right.
You don't have to spend money, your own money on good food, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Unfortunately, my food is always home food with curry. Yes, curry. No choice.
No choice.
Okay, next.
Rapidly moving on.
Yes. Would you rather have many friends so you always have somebody to talk to, or would you rather have few good friends, but you know because you have few friends they might be busy when you need them? Think about that.
I think few good friends.
Even though they might be too busy for you.
If they are good friends, they won't be busy lah, bro.
Boring. That's not a question. Okay.
Okay. Jason went for quality. Okay, how about you, Shalini?
Same with Jason. Few
good friends. Okay.
I totally prefer many friends. Because good friends never last.
This is a tough one also.
I mean, Pastor Andy also choose the first option. So you see, as a pastor, you got a lot of friends. Wow. Everyone knows Pastor Andy, but Pastor Andy don't know everyone.
Yeah, but they are not really friends lah. You know a lot of people only. Okay, but rapidly moving on.
Okay, move on. Would you rather be close to your teachers and have friends disliking you, or would you rather have close friends and have teachers disliking you? Wow, hitting home.
Of close friends and teachers liking you lah.
Yeah.
Who cares about the teacher? Huh?
Next year I'll have a different teacher lah. So have kid lah.
Yeah.
I know of teenagers who prefer liking teachers and friends.
Few of them lah. Every class has one or two lah.
Yes. The ketua Dajah.
You call him the teacher's pet, right?
Wow. Okay, let's move on. All right.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Would you rather work hard during the holidays and earn, or sleep during the holidays because You
Sleep.
deserve it.
Sleep.
Yes.
Shalini answered before the question finished. Wow, you can't see really.
Okay.
I think
Jason, about you?
Yeah, I would want to earn and then buy the computer games that I want to play when my parents go for holiday.
Wow.
Very practical, huh?
Very practical. Yeah, you see how all these questions are coming together? Yes. A man who plans. Okay, let's go. Next one. I'm
Let's
not
carry
sure
on.
if this is the last one. Constantly be a huge help to one person or help many people through missions. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, sometimes you're helping many people through missions and all that. There's no continuity. You go, you help, and then you get out. But you help many people, alright? Because missions like once a year, once per 2 years. Or would you rather constantly be a huge help to one person for a longer period of time?
Tough question.
Oh.
Ideally, is both lah. No, because again, it depends if the person is overly dependent on you or they really need your help. If they are overly dependent, then I would say help many people through missions. But if the person genuinely needs help, that one person, then I'll probably be that help to that one person and sacrifice other things. Yeah, so it depends. It's a non-answer, but yeah.
Yeah, non-answer. Shalini.
My son just casually walked into the room.
Yes. Zion.
Daddy's boy.
That is
Help
boy.
many people through mission. Yeah.
You rather help many people through missions. Yeah, I think that's what you're currently doing.
Yeah,
also.
help many people through mission.
Yeah, okay. Excellent.
Okay.
There's no right or wrong answer. But
Nice.
maybe thinking of it as a teen, I would probably also help many people through missions. Become the popular kid. Okay, yes, that's all we have for activities today.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's rapidly
Awesome.
moving on.
Rapidly moving on. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, the game that we played earlier, we kind of have choices to choose, right? And we get to choose the best of both worlds. Like we get to choose either A or B, and both are good choices, right? The only thing is that when we're talking about refugees, like what you have explained earlier, is that they don't really have the privilege of choice. They don't get to choose, right? They don't get to choose whether they should sleep over the weekend, or they should go out and earn money, or whether their family goes to holiday and they follow them, or they stay at home and play computer games. They're not spoiled for choice as compared to us, right? So my question, I guess, is this. We talk about them being oppressed and them being here and being limited by choices and all that. My question is why? Why are refugees positioned that way? Why are they not able to make choices? Why are they being oppressed in this country who invited them, who accepts them? Yeah, what do you have to say about that?
Jason can go first.
Okay.
All right. I guess it's a real question. So I would probably share because based on some of the refugee families that probably come to my homes and I have talked to. So I actually have asked them this question before. So how come you all can dare to leave your families and leave everything, leave your house? They had huge houses back at home. They had families and everything. And how come you can leave everything and come here and there is no guarantee that you will get anything,
Right.
and for them, right, it is the promise of a better life, or basically the hope that they will have a better life, not necessarily for them, but maybe at least for their children,
Right.
in terms of that. And when they come here, they are probably well aware that it's going to be tough. Some of them are well aware. Some of them may be conned into it.
Okay.
So conned into it, meaning they were promised a job and stuff like that, and then they come here, right? Basically, they paid loads of money to probably an agent or whatever, and they came here, and then they were exploited. So there was no job, there was nothing, everything was taken away from them. And because of the promise of a better life, that's why they came here, and they basically lost everything in terms of that. So again, why is it that they are exploited, or why? I think your question was why are they treated badly or stuff like that, right?
Yep.
It is probably because of the generalization. So when you think about refugees, right, do you have a good perception or bad perception? I mean, you don't have to answer that.
I was
Okay.
being afraid for a moment.
Yeah. Okay. The fact that you were afraid about it speaks something. Speaks something, because
Okay.
right, as people, we usually like to generalize. So we lump sum everything together and say that, oh, all the refugees are like that, all the refugees, or everyone's coming to steal my job, or stuff like that.
Okay.
Say that all of them are bad influence. So a lot of times we generalize, and when we generalize, we don't see people for who they are, and that's what that's the main reason why the refugees are treated the way they are treated. Okay, so I think if you say put yourself in your shoes, right? I think, how many of y'all have gone to a first world country, say Australia? Okay, you go to a first world country, yeah, and then if you're an Asian going there, they'll be like, man, you go back to your own country and stuff like that. We will be treated like that, even though if you go as a legitimate working person, right? Because people in general, they are not overly friendly to foreigners or strangers. So what more if they are illegal? So I think that's the main struggle that refugees are having here in Malaysia lah. Yeah. That's my thoughts. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask Shalini. All right. Next question. It's along the same line, but what is it that refugees don't get here in Malaysia that we say that they're being oppressed? Like, I know they don't get access to official education or maybe healthcare. What else? Or am I saying it everything already?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, they are restricted. You already said everything already. Education, healthcare, everything also they don't get it. That's why we have an NGO like ATCHAT and many other NGOs that's supporting refugees. To add on that, it's actually very, it's more into human rights thing, I would say, because they are illegal, they come here illegally. So without they are here without basic human rights, so they don't have human rights on education, healthcare, employment. So this creates a cycles of working illegally, so they work illegally, they renting house illegally. So all these kind of complications, some they really struggle a lot to get job and everything. That's why NGO like us need to go inside in the community to help them. Yeah.
I think just to add on, right, like what Shalini mentioned, right? So when you apply for the UNHCR card, that is the United Nations card, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Basically, right, that card does not give you any power at all. It's zero,
Exactly.
So you just have that card and you hope that people will not disturb you. But in essence, right, that card does not do anything at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So the police can still stop you. You can still be thrown into jail. You can still be deported. You can still be exploited in that sense. So think about this, right? That's the amount of risk that they are taking. There is no certainty at all whether I'm going to live or die tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how heavy it is. Like, I know it sounds very heavy.
I'm really trying to simplify for teenagers, but I try my level best.
No, it's okay. So So you really put it in a way where you have explained what they're going through,
Yeah.
what they had to leave in
Yes.
order to come here with the hope of a better life, right? That's a summary of it. And eventually they're not treated that way after their after their official pass is expired, and they go into this position or this place where they are constantly being oppressed, where the society doesn't accept them and they're treated differently, as not part of one of us and stuff like that. But you chose to be different. You chose to, both of you, Shalini and Jason, you chose to um, serve them. You chose to be with them. You chose to love them. Maybe share with us a little bit of the things that you have done based on your projects, with your school, your homes, your activities. Yeah.
Okay, so I can go first. So the things that I do for refugees, so I am teaching them. I am, even though I am working in an NGO, I'm a field worker, but the main thing that I'm doing in my workplace is I'm teaching refugee students. So I'm teaching them not only being a teacher, but also being a sister for them, be there for them. If they face any struggle, I always be there to help them. It doesn't matter whether emotionally, financially, anything. I always be there for them. So that's what I always cherish to do, to help the family that I am placed to. And it's not easy for being a teacher at the same time for being a missionary, because teacher you need to be strict, but then you also need to be a missionary to reach out to them, to the family. So I was really had a struggle at the beginning, but now it's all good. So the picture that Kanesh show is it's last year Christmas. So we were like giving Christmas gifts to all our Al Shaddai students. So I'm one of them going around and giving them gift, and then we have a small Christmas party. This is our Christmas party. They were singing, so we were there to just be with them. They just enjoy our presence. When Malaysian people come and they just enjoy everything, and yeah. So these are the things we are doing with them. And also I teach all of my students in school Bible stories and everything, and they really enjoyed it. So I always pray with them as well. Make sure I start my class with a prayer. So I pray with them. So in prayer, there are so many times they have cried. They have told that their struggle and everything. I have a story to share now. Like in my first lesson of we call it at the character building, so where we talk about Bible and God's story all. So the first lesson we were in the series of love. So I give them a one piece of paper, and then I ask them to write, okay, can you write who you love the most, and who show you the most love, and your love experience can be any love. I can see that most of my students, they really don't know what to write. So that I understand that most of them are lack of love. Yeah, so they got abused by the parents maybe, or abused by the siblings. So when I dare to listen to them, they really appreciate my presence. So I'm being there to just help them in everywhere I can. So this is what I just summarize my job scope and what am I doing with the refugee. Yeah.
Wow, that's great, Shalini. Thanks for sharing that. I think definitely need more people like you, because there's so many lives to touch, right? Jason, how about you? We know that you have some involvement as well in helping the refugees.
Yeah.
So maybe you can share a bit about what you've done.
Yeah. Can. So actually, for us, it's we so there's a group of families that comes to our church in Klang, ex-Klang, and they joined our homes. So that's how we got to know them. So this family, they came from Pakistan, and they've been in Malaysia, I think, since 2015. So quite some time. And they have joined our homes, and they are a real blessing to our homes as well. So what has how they have blessed us is okay. So the family, right? The photo on the left is the family that joined us, the kids from the family and the parents. Okay, on the left. Nadia, the girl on the far left is also our homie, Jane and Nelson's daughter. And then the family on the right is another Pakistani family as well. So we got to know them through the other family, which is on the left. So the family on the right, okay, so that's a real story. Um, so I think I'm not sure whether Shalini knows one or two of them because they previously attended the Al Shaddai school as well. So the mom, they attend our cell group, okay, this family. So the mom came down with cancer, all right, and came down with cancer, and she was really suffering. When we had homes and stuff like that, you can see that she was really in pain. And you know that when you're a refugee, right, you, like what was mentioned earlier, you do not get medical treatment cheap. So if you're a Malaysian, right, you go to the government hospital, you can get treatment for RM1, RM2, you know, that it's that cheap. But for them, it comes up into the thousands. Okay, so we actually fundraised a lot to help them just get through chemo. So for them, right, it was a matter of life and death. So they needed money to survive. It's really money of between life and death, whether I get chemo treatment, whether I can survive the next day and stuff like that. So as a church, we came around and then we raised funds for them and stuff like that. And the church was really generous. We helped them. But sad to say, right, towards the end of last year, she actually passed away. Okay, she actually passed away, and of course the family was distraught. But the father actually says that, hey, thank you so much for helping us even through this time, through this difficult time. And then we also said, hey, can we come around you during the time of burial? Is there funds needed for the funeral and stuff like that? And he said that, hey, no, as a church, you guys have already done so much, and they appreciated that. So, but what I wanted to say, right, that even though we thought we were helping them, right, on the flip side, right, when you talk to them, you will see that even though they are they are being persecuted, and even though they just lost someone who they love through cancer, right, they still say that God is faithful, God will provide for us, God is good. And that was like, wow. I mean, how many of us Malaysians, like, we all stuck at home, MCO also, like, man, God, what's happening to me and stuff like that. But then for them, right, they went through all this and they are still going through all this, and they can still say, wow, God is good, wow, he blessed me so much and stuff like that. So I think they are as much a blessing to us as we are a blessing to them, if not more. Yeah. So yeah, that's just some of the stories that we just experienced as well.
Wow.
Okay, so let me not leave y'all hanging there, right? I know it's like awkward silence. Okay, where do we go from here, right? Okay, so let me segue to this. So what we can do, right, is actually, right, we can learn from them. Okay, first of all, right, don't label them as refugees. That's why I say I don't regard them as refugees. I regard them as my homies. Okay, so don't put labels on people. And you know, right, the family that one of the families, right, because they are refugee status, right, you know, they can get caught at any time. And if you remember the first MCO, they were clamping down hard on refugees. You will see that they lined up all the refugees in Masjid Jame, a little India there, and they had them march through the city like kids and stuff like that, right? So, right, because of that, right, all of them, right, all the kids from that family has not stepped out of their house since March last year. Can you imagine that? They have not stepped out of their house since March last year. But I think last year when we went to visit them, when they allowed us to visit, we went there. They were actually learning French. I was like, what? I mean, you go there and visit them, you think that, oh, they are all depressed. We need to go there and cheer them up, and we need to do this and stuff like that, right? We went there, right? They treated us with the best chapati and dal ever. I tell you, they can really cook. So you go and visit them. They really know how to be hospitable. Okay, if you think if you want to learn generosity, visit the refugees. Honestly, you want to learn generosity, you want to learn about giving, you want to learn about faith, you want to have your faith challenged, and see that get out of your comfort zone. Visit a refugee or have them as a homie, or even just make friends with them. I tell you, your life, you suddenly, right, all your problems will seem like nothing. I mean, perspective. Yeah.
Wow.
So just some thoughts, yeah.
Wow. Woo!
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing.
So, is there a question, Kanish? I'm thinking if there's a question, maybe you want to look at the question.
Yeah,
see whether
there was one question that we managed to cover earlier, like what are
Okay.
some of the struggles of refugee and teenagers. Of course, the other question is how long does it take to process approval for refugees? What do they need to provide? How tedious is the
Right.
process? Maybe we can try to answer that later, but if you have time. But maybe my next question, probably so that we can draw things to a close, is why, right? Why do we go out of the way to care for them? Why do we do the extra? Why do we go the extra mile? Why do you do it, like Shalini and Jason? Like, you probably have better things to do. So, yeah, why? What? Yeah, why?
That's the first question that my parents asked me when I decided to go to ATCHAT. Why? So I think it's because of God. Definitely, I was led to do this because of God, because of what God asked me to do. So that's where I began to see them like how Jesus will see them. All right, if not me, who going to help them? So I put it asked the question to myself, and then I decided to do this full time. Yeah. So to answer the why is basically it's because of God, because I believe God sent me here. That's why I'm here. If it's not God, I think I ran away so long already. Because the job is very challenging job, because we are dealing with refugees from different culture, different backgrounds. The problem they have is so much different than us, like how Jason said just now. So all these are like really quite challenging as well. So I think it's because of God asked me to come and serve these people. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So for me, I think I have a question to respond to the question. The question, my response to the question is why not?
Yes.
Why not? Pandai kau.
Wow.
Why not?
If only that question to a question thing works for everything else. Why not?
Good one, Jason. Good one.
Yeah, why not?
I'll give you 3 minutes to make a pitch on why we should all really care about refugees. Yeah. This is your moment.
So in terms of it, right? Again, is the question is, right? Again, whether it's a refugee or not, right? Is immaterial or is irregardless. If somebody is starving, whether he is Malay, Indian, Chinese, does it matter? Whether he comes from Pakistan or or UK, does it matter? It doesn't matter lah, because we are called to be. We are blessed to be a blessing. The fact that we have food on our table and we have a bit of money and we are able to help someone else, why not? in terms of that. So that's why I'm saying this. It may not be refugees. Maybe you do not have refugees in your circle of influence, but I am sure there is someone who is in need in your circle of influence. You know, right? They came up with the Kita Jaga Kita app. Some people, the Malaysians, they actually came up with the app to see where are the food banks and where are the people who need help, especially during this time of need. So if you are able to help in whatever capacity, just do so. Because on the flip side, right? What I come from a very probably the generation of Pastor Andy's kind, right? Where when we were growing up, we had this cool thing which every cool kid had lah. It was a band that we wore around our wrist, which had the words WWJD. And that's the question which I will ask you. What would Jesus do? So again, a question to a question. Why not? And what would Jesus do? And then answer that, and you will have the answer of what you need to do. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. I think it's definitely food for thought, and something that I think everyone who is watching this, listening to this, need to think about. I do want to follow that up with like something like a practical question. So I don't know who's watching. Of course, it's on the internet. Anyone can watch this from anywhere,
Yep.
of any age. But it is ATCHAT, and we do hope that many teens are watching this, whether right now live or one day they will stumble upon this video. We have established that, you know what, refugees or not, if people are in need, that's what Jesus would do, right? Mm-hmm. Jesus healed the poor. He also healed the rich, right? I mean, I think of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus not a poor man, but he went to his house. You know, then he goes and visits the prostitute also, and so what would Jesus do? Whoever has a need, he goes and he helps them, right? So I think we have to establish that. So what I want to follow up on is that, okay, just imagine we're talking to a bunch of teenagers now, all right? It's a very simple question. What can teenagers do? What can a 15-year-old do in terms of helping refugees? What can a 12-year-old do? What can a 17-year-old do? Because the general perception is, hey, I'm young lah, you know, what can I do? I got no money. Or like, hey, I'm still young lah, wait lah till I have my own job. Or, hey, I'm still young lah, let the adults worry about this, right? Maybe there's a perception, but we don't necessarily believe that young people cannot do anything. We believe that they can. So what do you think, in your experience, what do you think a young person like a teenager can do, should do, when they encounter, whether it's someone in need or specifically a refugee?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just for that question, I would like to start opening your heart. Yeah. Start opening your heart. Stop discriminating them. Stop hating them, and start loving them the way they are. And start by seeing them through lens of Jesus, like how Jesus see them. Yeah. Like just need to ask the question to themselves, like, why did Jesus allow people who are illegal in our land? You need to ask that question to you. Even Jesus himself, he was walking on earth. He often doesn't care who comes to him, whether they are considered illegal in the eyes of the Jews, but Jesus still helped them. So for teenagers, what you can do is you can take part of any online program that we are doing. Actually, there are a lot of online programs that we are doing to reach out to the refugees. Yeah, build a connection with them, make them as a friend. Yeah, like we have a lot of platform. Don't discriminate them. Don't like see them like different people. Oh, why they look so different? Yeah, just build a relationship with them, play games with them, build a community with them. That's the teenagers can do. Actually, I have my girls, my small group girls. I've did introduce to them to few of my refugees students, my students. So they really feel comfortable with them, and they really like build a connection with them. So for very young people, I cannot tell you, okay, you give me money, you bless them with this and that. Try to build a friendship with them, try to be a blessing with them. There are a lot of online platform. If you ask me also, I can tell few that you can show them love, like how Jesus showed love. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
All
Practical.
right.
Jason,
So for me, I was thinking, okay, so if I'm a teenager, of course I'll be broke. I got no money, right? so but I'm thinking, right? Teenagers right now, you got internet access. Okay, you got internet access. So what you can do, right, is learn more about these refugees. So right, if you're interested about something, right, you will watch YouTube videos, you will immerse yourself, you will like go through you will, like how you probably are watching cat videos at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., right, when you cannot sleep or whatever it is. It's the same thing. If you're really keen and interested, research, find out more. Okay, and then if you want to be an influencer, everyone wants to be an influencer, right? Why not influence for a good cause? So after you've done your research and stuff like that, and then you know there's a need, use your platform to share and say, hey guys, this group, they do not have funds. Let's raise money together, or let's create awareness. So all this does not need money. All this is just reaching out using your circle of influence. Use your click, like, share button, comment, or talk to people. I know X-Teens, we got so many platforms, right? You got YouTube, you got Discord, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, and whatnot. Right? I'm not sure whether you're on TikTok or whatever, but what are these platforms? These platforms are for you to create influence. So if you really feel strongly about this and want to make a difference, that's one way you can do it without incurring a cent. And it might probably be valued a lot more in terms of reach. Yeah, so think about it.
so if I may summarize what I've just heard from both of you, so I'm like thinking from the context of a teenager, right? Yes, they may not have as much money as someone who is earning a salary, for example. Okay, but what I'm hearing from Shalini and Jason is, number one, I think teenagers can use their heart, right? They can use their heart, opening up their heart, sharing their heart. Just feel with the people in need. Just have empathy. Secondly, what I'm hearing is use their presence, just being there, play games with them, hang out with them, visit their home. You don't necessarily need money, right? So use your heart, use your presence. Thirdly, use your voice. It doesn't have to be with a microphone. With our world today, right, it's so powerful. You know, if you've got, like, I don't know, there's this boy called Ryan, right, on YouTube. Like, all he does is open up toys and reviews the toys, and he's got millions and millions of followers, and he's just a young boy. And actually, if young people realize how much power they have, how much voice they have, they can actually use their voice to speak for a good cause and to share, right? So use your heart, use your presence, use your voice. I think young people can do that. Let's start with that. And then who knows, you know, maybe you'll be a Ryan's Toys and then you have more than just those things that you can do. But yeah, I think what's important is that let's not give ourselves the excuse that because we are old, we cannot do anything. Because we are young, we cannot do anything. Because I'm poor, cannot do anything. Because I'm rich, I can. So I mean,
minutes of your time per week. Is it per week or per month?
Per week.
Per week. 45 minutes of your time. Okay. Yes, we repeat again because organizers said the stream was down. Okay, if you're looking for a place where you can contribute to this community, Shalini mentioned earlier that there are platforms available that you can Google and see how you can contribute. One of the platform is actually the project that Shalini is doing, where you can contribute not in terms of money but in terms of your time. I believe all she needs is for you, as long as you're above 15-year-old, right? Above 15-year-old, and you can teach ABC to somebody, you can contribute. Okay, you only need 45 minutes of your time per week. Okay, so if you need more information, speak to Shalini about it. You can reach out to her because you probably know her from X-Teens. But if you're watching and you don't know her from X-Teens, reach out to us through our Instagram, tag X-Teens, okay, ACTSTEENS, and ask for Shalini. And we will get both of you in touch. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Woo.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Jason and Shalini. I think what we've managed to achieve tonight is to bring awareness to the issue at hand, get to know the refugees a little bit more, their situation, their challenges, and really, we should also stop labeling them, right? That it's just people in need that live among us, and there are plenty all around us, and we just need to have again our heart, our presence, our voice, use that. And then of course we have an opportunity here to serve with Shalini. We have a project, so please get in touch with us. You know where to find us. Jason mentioned it. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Discord, Instagram. We are everywhere. And yes, Jason, to answer your question, we are on TikTok too. Yes. So yes, there's no excuse. You should be able to find us one way or another, and we will make the connection. Okay, whether it's for this particular topic, this particular issue, or anything we brought up in the past before. For example, I think we've talked about making school a safer place.
Yes.
We've talked about that before as well. And if you got ideas on how to do that, whatever, okay, please get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to connect with you. And besides ATCHAT on second and fourth Thursdays of the month, we also meet every Saturday on all of the platforms that we mentioned. Now that everything's online, we're on all those platforms. Every Saturday we're on. Come and get in touch with us. Come and hang out with us. And yes, everything seems to be on Discord these days. Discord, there's all sorts of things happening all week. We've got movies on Sundays, and people singing on after school to relieve stress. They start singing and stuff like that. So yeah, we would love to get to know you, young people between the age of 11 to 17. Yes, please connect with us. All right.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay,
so
that's
much.
all we have for you for X-Teens Chat this week. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.